right now on 5 on your side at 10.
Tonight, punch after punch after punch to the head. The brutal beating by 2 deputies and a police officer caught on camera.
Sunshine continues, but rain is popping up in the 7-day. I'll tell you when.
And our top story tonight, police say he's caught in a crystal clear surveillance photo shooting and killing a man in South St. Louis.
Yeah, I think they're gonna catch him.
Now police are spreading the word and sharing the photo they want you to see. Good evening, I'm Mike Bush.
And I'm Ann Allred. Tonight, police are still looking for the man wanted in connection with that deadly shooting 1 week ago today. Our Robert Townsend is live outside police headquarters with the reaction from the neighbors. Robert.
Ann and Mike, police and Southside residents want the gun-wielding guy in that chilling photo off the streets. It's a brazen and haunting surveillance photo. St. Louis police say in mid-afternoon on August 15th, the homicide suspect, seen here with a gun in his hands, shot and killed a man near California Avenue and Osceola Street.
Oh man, it's terrible to see that happen in broad daylight or even nighttime.
It was crazy.
After hearing 2 gunshots, this neighbor ran outside. She says she saw the victim, 31-year-old Michael Wyatt, lying on the street. He later died. Police say the deadly shooting happened just feet away from this gas station.
It was real sad and tragic.
The neighbor, concerned about her own safety, asked us to not show her face.
Then I went over there to check on him, and a lot of people was recording.
Police say surveillance cameras from the gas station recorded this good photo of the homicide suspect they're still looking for 1 week later. Investigators say at the time of the deadly shooting, the man wore black shorts, white crew socks, black shoes, and a black crossbody bag. They say after committing the violent crime, the suspect hopped in a 4-door, dark-colored car. The driver then sped off.
Honestly, I don't see how somebody can gun somebody down like that.
The month of August has been a deadly one in St. Louis. Data collected by 5 on Your Side shows as of August 22nd, there have been 29 homicides in the city. That's almost 1 a day. Back in this South Side neighborhood, people hope this surveillance photo pays off for police.
For what he did, he need to be caught.
I think they're gonna catch him because, I mean, it was broad daylight. He on camera clear as day.
Now, anyone with information about the shooting or suspect should call St. Louis police. You can get another look at that photo right now on KSDK.com. Live outside police headquarters, Robert Townsend, 5 on Your Side.
The latest of the 29 homicides happened this afternoon in North St. Louis. A man was found shot in the head near Lee and Aubert in the Fairgrounds neighborhood. No word on a motive or any suspects. This was the 5th homicide in the city in a 24-hour period. New details tonight in the federal bribery cases against former St. Louis Board of Aldermen President Lewis Reed. We've learned he will change his plea at a hearing that's scheduled for this Friday. Reed is one of 3 former aldermen charged, along with Jeffrey Boyd and John Collins Muhammad. All 3 originally pleaded not guilty. Both Boyd and Collins Muhammad also have change of plea hearings this week.
It's a problem St. Charles County drivers know all too well. The constant traffic backups at I-64 and I-70. Sky 5 flew over the area just hours ago during the evening rush. Tonight, MoDOT asked the public for feedback on plans to fix the busy interchange.
Our Pepper Baker dropped by the open house and breaks down the proposed multi-million-dollar project.
The St. Charles County I-70, I-64 interchange is at the top of the Missouri Department of Transportation's unfunded needs list.
It has become horrendous in the afternoon.
It's been a mess, and it's getting more and more every year.
MoDOT says I-70 serves up to 90,000 drivers a day, and engineers predict even more traffic as St. Charles County continues to grow.
We see significant backups on a daily basis, usually beginning around 3 p.m., lasting about three hours on average.
St. Louis Regional District Engineer Tom Blair opened Wentzville City Hall Monday to display their proposed project to the public.
We asked about the merging from 64 on the 70 going west, because that's where a big bottleneck is.
The first priority is to add new ramps and traffic lanes on I-64 at 70.
Those orange ramps that get you from I-64 onto I-70 or vice versa, they all have 2 lanes.
We don't have ramps today at this location. Have 2 traffic lanes.
New through lanes in the center of the interchange will eliminate the left-hand exits on I-64 and US 61. The green ramps will have 1 lane. New lanes and ramps will be added to I-70 further west, alleviating traffic to Route Z and Church Street.
The price tag on this concept right now in today's dollars is around $122 million. We have $77 million of state and federal transportation dollars that we have committed to this project.
The construction is estimated to take about 2 years, from 2025 to 2027. Blair says it would be done in phases if need be.
You're going to see a safer and more efficient interchange of I-70 and I-64 in St. Charles County.
They definitely need to improve it, and it looks like they're going the right way.
MoDOT says they're still about a year away from making a final decision on the plan. Once completed, Blair says that new design would hold the traffic capacity for at least 25 years.
Tonight, city leaders in Des Peres gave the green light to a medical marijuana dispensary. The Board of Aldermen voted tonight to allow Route 66 to move ahead with plans to open a strip mall along Manchester. Opponents tried to fight the dispensary, saying it was too close to a tutoring business called Mathnasium. Missouri state law says a marijuana dispensary cannot be within 1,000 feet of a school or daycare, but the city's Board of Adjustments ruled Mathnasium wasn't a school. A proposal to legalize recreational marijuana will be on the ballot in November, but tonight one group is working to make sure it doesn't happen. The anti-drug group Protect Our Kids is backing a lawsuit from a Jefferson City woman who claims marijuana supporters did not gather enough signatures to put the proposal to a vote. It also says the proposal violated state law and the Constitution. Under the proposal, those 21 and older would be able to buy and grow weed for personal consumption.
A third person has died from last week's deadly home explosion in southeast Missouri. 22-year-old Miranda Gale Golden suffered severe burns in last Monday's blast in the town of Wyatt. Her 3-year-old son and boyfriend also died. 7 other relatives were seriously hurt. Investigators believe a faulty propane stove or water heater could be to blame. New information tonight on a tragic start to the school year at Indiana State University. Today, students gathered on the Terre Haute campus to mourn 3 students killed in a fiery car crash over the weekend. Among those young lives lost, 2 members of the football team. 2 other football players were seriously injured when their car hit a tree.
We're going to become stronger from this. Those 5 young souls, we're always going to be thinking about them, and we'll always love them, and always be sycamores. But I thank everybody that's been a part of our program and supporting us and praying for us.
The cause of the crash is still under investigation.
The water is long gone, but the Florissant Meadows Shopping Center is still empty nearly a month after historic flooding. And business owners don't know how long it's going to take to reopen, if at all.
We were a small place, a small little strip mall, but we were working and we were surviving. Now we're a ghost town.
Business owners we spoke with say they're waiting on loans and don't know where to turn. Florissant Mayor Timothy Lowry says the city has waived permit fees so the businesses can rebuild and reopen quickly. A FEMA recovery center is back open tonight in Hazelwood. People affected by last month's historic flooding can go to the location to get help all week. It's open from 8 until 7 through Friday. Before you go, though, you must apply for FEMA assistance online first. For more information on resources for flooding victims, all you have to do is text the word HELP to 314-425-5355 and we'll send you a link. Tonight, Albert Pujols took another swing at history.
It happened at the friendly confines of Wrigley Field. Here's Sports Director Frank Cusimano.
Albert is on the road to 700. With another homer tonight, he's one step closer to the Major League milestone. Albert's 6th inning blast off the Cubs' Drew Smyly was number 693 of his career. Pujols also tied Barry Bonds for the most pitchers ever homered off of in baseball history, with Smyly becoming 449. He still needs 7 more home runs in the team's last 41 games to get to 700. Mike and Ann, I wouldn't bet against him.
Thank you, Frank. Day 1 is now in the books. Students in many Missouri public schools headed back to school today. That includes one of the largest school districts, Rockwood. It was also the first day for their new superintendent, Dr. Curtis Kane.
And they rolled out the red carpet for students in University City High School this morning. Staff members cheered to motivate students and get them excited about the new school year. Today kicked off the first day of class for thousands of kids in St. Louis public schools.
But some students didn't know how they were going to get to school. 8 schools have to go without bus service for the next 2 weeks because of the bus driver shortage. One of the schools impacted was Central Visual and Performing Arts High School. Mayor Tashara Jones was on hand today to greet students. About 50 students took Metro buses with passes provided by the district.
I just want to make sure that our babies are safe. And part of that safety is finding more bus drivers to get our children to and from school safely. So if anybody is watching, even if you don't have a CDL but you're interested in being a bus driver, come on out and we will help train you.
The district says despite not having bus service, about 90% of kids made it to class.
Show me the money.
We're going to do the largest tax cut for Missouri citizens.
The plan the governor says saves Missourians millions and absolves some seniors from paying any income tax at all. Gone are the days of pencils and paper. Now laptops are a must-have for students. We're breaking down the best bargains without breaking the bank.
We're in a stretch of 80s, but 90s are on the horizon when things will heat up.
Tonight, Texas is dealing with what the St. Louis region endured weeks ago. Record rainfall and historic flooding, which led to several water rescues from flooded roads and homes. The city of Dallas received 10 inches of rain in less than 24 hours. That's more than a summer's worth of rainfall.
Tonight, the Arkansas man at the center of a violent arrest that was caught on camera is out of jail. 27-year-old Randall Worcester walked out just hours ago after posting bond. Tonight, Arkansas State Police are investigating the brutal beating he endured while being arrested yesterday.
We do want to warn you what you're about to see may be hard to watch for some of you. The video shows 2 deputies and an officer beating a man outside of a convenience store. According to investigators, he's from South Carolina and he spit on the store clerk. He was also wanted for making terroristic threats in a nearby town. Tonight, Arkansas's governor called the officer's conduct reprehensible.
This is not what our law enforcement community represents. It's not the proper response, and they will be reviewed and appropriate action taken.
All of the officers are now suspended. The investigation is being handled by state police, the FBI, and the Department of Justice.
New details tonight in the investigation of President Trump's handling of highly classified documents. Today, President Trump's legal team filed a motion asking for a third party to be appointed to oversee the materials seized from his Florida home. The government has until Thursday to redact sensitive information from the search affidavit. A federal judge said if too much is taken out, the document may be meaningless.
Governor Mike Parson wants to lower your taxes. Now he's ordering state lawmakers to return to Jefferson City for a special session to make it happen. The governor is calling to slash the Missouri income tax from 5.3% to 4.8%. He claims this won't involve cuts to any state agencies or services. Missouri just closed out the fiscal year with a nearly $5 billion surplus.
We can permanently cut Missourians' taxes by more than $700 million. And again, that's permanent. Missourians will see $700 million returned to them, not one time, but every year.
The governor also plans to eliminate the lowest tax bracket, which means seniors making less than $22,000 would not have to pay any taxes. The special session begins next month.
Many local students are back in the classroom, and a new laptop might help make this a successful school year. Consumer Reports has some great picks for every budget.
With almost everything costing more these days, Consumer Reports has some great news. You don't have to spend a lot to get a quality laptop. One of the best options for a tight budget, a Chromebook.
They're generally less expensive than Mac and PC laptops. They're not the fastest computers out there. But for kind of everyday stuff, browsing the web, editing documents, that type of thing, school, work type of stuff, they're totally fine.
Like the Samsung Galaxy Chromebook 2. This convertible laptop can be folded back and also used as a tablet. An even better bang for your buck, this 14-inch HP Chromebook. CR says it's a solid choice for people on the go because it's lightweight and it's anti-reflective, which makes it perfect for using just about anywhere. If you need something more powerful for a little more, CR suggests the Microsoft Surface Laptop Go 2 with a 12.4-inch touchscreen.
It's among the fastest in our ratings for things like web browsing and editing text documents.
There's also the Acer Swift 3. This CR Best Buy scored excellent for portability, performance, and display.
And it has incredible battery life of more than 23 hours.
If you've been saving up or just want to treat yourself to a shiny new Mac, CR recommends Apple's 13-inch MacBook Air with the M1 processor. That's right, Apple's older model. But why not the brand new M2?
We're currently testing the M2 MacBook Air, but our early impressions are that it's not a lot faster than the M1 MacBook Air, so it might make sense to get the M1 Air, save a little bit of money, and still get a very good Mac laptop.
While a new laptop might not guarantee good grades, it may give them one less thing to complain about.
Consumer Reports says August and September are some of the best times to buy a computer because of sales. When you're shopping, don't forget to check for student discounts from your school, stores, or even the computer makers.
Thousands of students returning to school today, and that includes Dean Ayed. Today was his first day of second grade at Castillo Elementary School in the Francis Howell School District. And a big day for Harper Steinbrook. She started kindergarten at Twin Oaks School in Baldwin. And here's Ellis and Drew Demerit. They are in 4th grade and kindergarten in the Rockwood School District. Let's take a look at their cousins, Jack, Sam, and Ruby, also headed back today in the Parkway School District. They are in 5th, 3rd, and kindergarten. It was also the first day for the school resource officers. I love this pic. Officers from the Maryland Heights Police Department who work in the Pattonville School District had their first day pictures. Is the one on the left already tired? Either way, they're excited. Good looking lunchbox right there too.
It didn't take long to be tired out.
Yeah.
Meteorologist Tracy Hinson is in for Scott tonight with a beautiful forecast.
Yeah, it's so nice. I feel so guilty having such a nice forecast when all the kids go back to school. They dealt with those hot temperatures this summer, and right now we are looking at ideal weather. 87 degrees was our high temperature for the day. 66 was our low, and it's very rare when we get to talk about average conditions actually feeling that way. So today was very close to our average temperatures. 88 for a high and just under 70 degrees for our average low, and far from that record high temperature, which we certainly saw our fair share of that this summer. 103 degrees, 1936, 1875 was set back in 55, and our sunset is getting a little bit earlier every day now, 7:45. And our year departure, for a long time I was talking about negatives. After July 26th, now we're talking about an excess of almost 10 inches of rainfall. Really remarkable there. All right, all that rainfall is well to our south. We're going to keep it that way for a good stretch of time. We'll be looking at nice dry radar for the next couple of days here. The view outside is a gorgeous one. We had a nice quiet day. We're going to have a quiet night ahead. We will see some fog, especially along the rivers and in our valleys as we get into the later evening hours. 75 degrees in St. Louis, 68 for Farmington. It's 66 in Warrenton and 67 in Chesterfield. Overnight tonight, we're going to drop down to 65. When we get there, we're also going to see a bit of fog formation. But if you wake up, around 8 or 9 tomorrow, you're going to miss all of it. Winds out of the north at 5 miles per hour. Our sunset is at 7:45. Depending on how dense that fog is, just remember, don't use your high beams. That makes visibility worse. Tomorrow, mid-80s, basically a carbon copy of what we saw today. Good mix of sun and clouds outside, those really puffy, I call them Toy Story clouds. That's what we're going to see for tomorrow. And your St. Louis 7-day forecast. We're holding on to those nice temperatures all the way through Friday. We are starting to warm up a little bit into the upper 80s. We also are going to bring humidity back. That humidity, though, won't start turning uncomfortable, though, until we hit Saturday. Saturday, we bring in a slim chance for just a few stray showers here and there. That does start to pick up into Sunday, also picking up our temperatures. 90 degrees on Sunday, 92 for Monday. Monday, we're going to have scattered showers and storms. That does continue into Tuesday, but it looks like after Tuesday in our 10-day forecast that things are looking much better. Early morning and overnight temperatures will be pretty comfortable in the mid-60s next couple of nights, so open up those windows, let the cool fresh air in while you can, because once we start getting into those 70s, it'll just be too warm for that.
Tracy, thank you. Frank, tell us what's next.
Well, I have the Cardinals and Cubs. I have Max Scherzer against Aaron Judge, and we're playing hit and run with the one and only Lee Trevino. I do not want to be a prisoner of the moment guy, but I honestly think this is the best month of Cardinal baseball I can ever remember. They are winning 16-3. And then there's Albert, kind of like Big Mac, but there's no Andro, just adrenaline. Now, before we get to Albert, let's talk about Jordan Montgomery. He was wheeling and dealing, came into the game with a .54 earned run average. It got lower, 7 strikeouts, 0 walks. How do you think the Yankees feel right about now? Got some help from his defense, too. Nolan Arenado, barehanded and beautiful. Then Albert. This is a letter-high fastball that rocks into the seats. Homer 693, and Drew Smiley becomes the 449th pitcher that Albert homered off of. That ties a record with Barry Bonds. Some more defense. Tommy Edman with this web gem right there. Wow! And they will finish in style. It's going to be a ground ball to first base. Albert bobbles and then gives to Montgomery for the out. Montgomery moves to 4-0 with a .35 ERA, and he faces 28 batters. He's the second MLB pitcher in the modern era to go 4-0 with no more than 1 run allowed in his 4 starts with a team. Cardinals win 1-0. So, to the surprise of no one, the Cardinals had the Players of the Week. Albert hit .615 with 3 homers and 7 RBIs. He shares the honor with Goldie, who batted .542 with 3 homers and 11 RBIs. Interesting, Tony La Russa once said a young Goldie reminded him of Albert. Hey, I want to show you this game tonight because I thought the pride of Parkway Central, Max Scherzer, would win his 200th game. He's the best pitcher to ever come out of a St. Louis high school. But the Yankees' Aaron Judge would not cooperate. This is his 47th home run. He's on pace for 62, and the Yankees beat the Mets 5-2. So, what makes a great hit-and-run guest? Being glib and quick on your feet and having a great sense of humor are pretty good qualities. Lee Trevino has all of them. He's coming here for the Ascension Charity Classic next month and will play in the Legends match. But first, he'll play hit and run with us. You're not a good sleeper because...
Well, I tell people I'm not a good sleeper simply because I can't wait to get up in the morning just to hear what I have to say.
Tiger or Jack to save the world from communism? Who do you take?
Tiger.
We're building the perfect golfer.
Okay.
Who would you take driving the golf ball?
Greg Norman.
Who would you take on the putting green?
Jack Nicklaus.
Who would you take in the fairway from 150 yards?
Tiger.
What athlete would you like to be for one day, either past or present?
That's a tough question. That's really a tough question. One day, Rocky Marciano.
The reason you never went into locker rooms, why?
It's too far to walk. You're wasting your steps. That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. If you park your car there and the driving range is right there, why the hell do you want to walk in the locker room and put a pair of shoes on? It's crazy. I'm going to put them on in the back of the car and walk right to the range and start hitting balls.
How would you sum up your life in golf?
The good Lord gave me a hell of a lot of talent. And that's why I'm at it every day, because at 83 years old almost, I'm going to see him pretty soon. And I don't want him to be disappointed.
By the way, he hits golf balls every day for 45 minutes. I can't wait to watch him with Nancy Lopez, the Chief, Ryan O'Reilly, Ozzie Smith. It is going to be one special Legends match at Norwood Hills Country Club.
He's one of those hit and runs you can go 30 minutes with.
Oh, yeah.
And he's so interesting.
And funny.
Let's get back to this Albert thing. Now, he's only 7 away, and he's hit like 7 like in the last month or so.
7 in the last 14 games.
Okay, so
Here's
the last
the thing.
2 weeks.
Yeah, Mike, at the beginning of the season, none of us would have bet that he'd hit 21 and get to 700. Now, nobody would bet against him getting to 700. I think he'll do it before they get to Pittsburgh, which is the final 6 games of the season.
And if he gets to 699, does he come back for a final bow, or is that it?
Oh, this is it, yeah. I've asked him a million times. This is it,
All right.
for sure.
Frank, thanks.
Coming up, a sigh of relief. Well, you won't have to worry about chicken wings sacking your football tailgate budget. Prices are perking up for your morning cup of coffee, and inflation is not to blame this time. It's because of drought and frost in Brazil, the world's largest coffee producer. Poor weather's also hurting the coffee industry in neighboring Colombia.
Well, there's good news for football fans with the football season right around the corner. The cost of chicken wings are now at a 4-year low. Demand drove up wholesale prices during the pandemic to $3.25 per pound. This led to a shortage at restaurants, which opted for cheaper boneless wings. The prices are now at $1.68 per pound.
Friday is National Dog Day, and to help pamper your pooch, Krispy Kreme is cooking up Doggy donuts.
What?
There are 6 pet-friendly flavors, including original glazed and chocolate sprinkles. They'll be available only this weekend while supplies last. You gotta get some of those.
We don't spoil our dogs enough with
No,
Krispy
it's
Kreme
National
donuts.
Dog Day.
I understand. That doesn't sound like a good idea.
Send us your pictures.
And there you have it, 5 on your side at 10. The Tonight Show is next.